Bitcoin is less volatile than S&P 500 and Nasdaq. ADA struggles to break $0.365. Mastercard partners with Dubai exchange. Elon Musk to finalize purchase of Twitter. UK attacks crypto sector. Bitcoin wallet arrives to Android. Welcome to Crypto Space. In today's video we compile the most relevant news in the crypto world, so subscribe to be informed every morning. Bitcoin is less volatile than S&P 500 and Nasdaq. With Bitcoin's price stuck in the USD $19,000 range, investors are experiencing a less wild ride from what has historically been a highly volatile asset. However, the fluctuating dynamics appear to be changing for the flagship cryptocurrency, whose volatility is now lower than that of the major stock indices. According to Kaiko, Bitcoin's 20-day rolling volatility has fallen below that of the S&P 500 and Nasdaq indices for the first time since 2018. Bitcoin and stock market volatility readings from Kaiko. Source: Kaiko report. The data provider gave insight into new volatility lows in a report released on Monday. In simple terms, it means that the price of Bitcoin has remained more stable and less fluctuating in recent weeks, in comparison to stock market indexes. BTC volatility most often falls below the Nasdaq, which contains riskier tech stocks and tends to have a closer correlation with crypto markets. This has happened before on only a handful of occasions and typically near a significant local bottom, the report detailed. ADA struggles to break $0.365. Cardano has performed somewhat well over the past 3 days. A dip below 34 cents last Friday was followed by a short-term rally over the weekend. At the time of publication, Cardano was at the top of the 35 cents support zone. Although momentum was bullish on the lower time frames, there was a lack of buying pressure in recent days. Can the continued rally reach its zenith soon as sellers intervene? The higher timeframe charts, such as the 1-day, showed that the trend was bearish. After the move below the lows of the previous range of 44 cents and also the 40 cents support level, the bias was strongly bearish. Technical indicators and price action showed a bullish bias on lower time frames, such as 1 hour. A visit to 33 cents support saw a sharp reversal for Cardano. Demand also picked up and, at the time of writing, ADA bulls battled sellers to push prices above the 36 cents level. Highlighted by the white box, a pocket of liquidity at $0.355 became a support zone in recent days. Just above this zone was a short-term bullish order block, delineated bullish short-term order block, bounded by the cyan box. The RSI has been above the neutral 50 mark when ADA moved back above the 34 cents mark and showed short-term bullish momentum. The series of higher lows and higher highs over the past 3 days also supported the idea of an uptrend. Mastercard partners with Dubai exchange. People in the Middle East and North Africa will soon have a new alternative to pay with cryptocurrencies at millions of merchants where Mastercard is accepted. Dubai-based digital asset exchange BitOasis on Tuesday announced a new strategic partnership with payments giant Mastercard for the launch of cards linked to the new asset class. According to an official statement, the exchange will offer physical and virtual cards linked to accounts. BitOasis customers will be able to convert their cryptocurrency holdings to fiat currency, allowing consumers to easily shop and pay at more than 90 million merchant locations worldwide, according to the release. BitOasis to offer new crypto card. Despite the precipitous drop in cryptocurrency prices this year, the appetite of consumers around the world for accessing the asset class does not seem to have waned, quite the contrary. BitOasis CEO and co-founder Ola Duden cited in the release a recent research study that found that 47% of the Middle Eastern population believes that cryptocurrencies are the future of money, to emphasize this growing demand. Elon Musk to finalize purchase of Twitter. New reports published today confirm that the eccentric billionaire owner of Tesla, Nasdaq, TSLA, and SpaceX, Elon Musk, will finally finalize the purchase of Twitter no later than Friday, October 28 at the latest. The information was published by Bloomberg News Agency, where it was Musk himself who pledged to finalize the purchase of Twitter later this week during a video conference with banking institutions. Close sources assured that the new owner of the social network would be opening a credit line for USD $13 billion for this purpose. The sources consulted by Bloomberg indicated that the banks would be completing the last formalities this October 25, so Musk should be able to have the corresponding capital available as of next Thursday, in order to complete the purchase of the social network, for which he bid at the time some USD $44 billion. The agreement for the purchase of Twitter is one of the most talked about issues in recent months, since the eccentric tycoon is characterized by the ambivalent position with which he has been handling the whole process. At the time, Musk gave the first blow on the table by offering $1 billion to take ownership of the social network, which the Twitter board quickly accepted and began the process to make effective the acquisition of the company. United Kingdom attacks crypto sector. Recently published reports indicate that UK lawmakers participated in a vote a few hours ago, which would define whether or not to recognize Bitcoin and digital assets as regulated financial instruments. Bitcoin and other digital assets as financial instruments in the United Kingdom, according to information published by CoinDesk and Bitcoin Magazine Media. A few hours ago, the lower house of Parliament voted on whether or not to recognize Bitcoin and digital assets as regulated financial instruments. A few hours ago, the lower house of Parliament, House of Commons, read the Financial Services and Markets Bill related to cryptocurrencies and digital assets, which seeks to establish the digital assets, with which it seeks to establish much more precise regulatory provisions to support the legal framework currently in place. Among other details, the bill in question contemplates some extensions to existing laws, which would also address in part the cryptocurrencies known as stablecoins, those whose value would be related to a legal tender currency that have been gaining momentum as a digital payment mechanism for products and services. Payment mechanism for products and services. The official added that this premise would be especially supported in Clause 14 of the bill, which constitutes a new element to be added to the previously existing law on financial markets and services. Markets and financial services previously existing, where it is clarified that cryptoassets could come within the scope of the provisions in force. A Bitcoin wallet arrives on Android. Iris Wallet was launched and is available for Android mobile devices. It is a wallet that is compatible with the Bitcoin network and the RGB protocol, a technology that facilitates the development of smart contracts on Bitcoin and the Lightning Network. The app is available on both the test network version and the main, Bitcoin, network version, report its developers, who identify themselves as Bitfinex Labs. The wallet's creator team warns, "We strongly recommend that no one try the mainnet version before thoroughly testing the test network version." They further clarify that the application is still highly experimental, so bugs are likely to occur. Iris Wallet is an open-source development. Its source code, which is auditable and reproducible, can be found on GitHub. There, regarding RGB assets, it details, Iris Wallet manages RGB assets from issuance to spending to receipt, wrapping all functionality in a familiar-looking wallet and abstracting as many of the technical details as possible.